Tonight, on the smarts scale, we are blessed with a quartet of top-end talent. Their specialist subjects include the singer Carole King, the TV soap Neighbours, the films of Karan Johar, and the 1951 film Alice in Wonderland. I'm Mark Fennell, and get ready to go down the rabbit hole with a brand new Mastermind. Good evening and welcome to Mastermind. Tonight, 4 contenders. They have researched, they have read, they have studied, and they have committed to memory how to get to SBS Studios. The good news is they've arrived, so let's meet them. Our first contender is mathematics teacher Michael Ginn, who is a huge fan of the singer Carole King. Like many contenders before, Michael was so nervous he wanted to pull out of the show, but I told him, it's too late, baby, now. It's too late. Next, Samantha Rogers works in aviation and her special subject is the TV soap Neighbours. Our third contender, actor Zoran Zahir, is hoping to stand out with his performance when he faces questions from the Indian filmmaker Karan Johar. And finally, assurance agent Hayley Luxford will be answering questions on the 1951 animated film Alice in Wonderland. By the end of the show, will she be grinning like the Cheshire Cat or will she quietly disappear? Our 4 contenders will lightly perspire through 2 minutes on their specialist subject, followed by 90 seconds of general knowledge questions. They are battling for this prize, artist Dennis Golding's unique etched bowl, plus, of course, the series title of being proclaimed Australia's Mastermind. So, let's do this. And that means it is time for our first contender. Your name?
Michael Ginn.
Occupation?
Mathematics teacher.
And your specialist subjects?
The life and music of Carole King.
What does Carole King mean to you?
Oh, Carole King means a lot to me and to many people. It's summed up in this blurb that was written in her biography. It says, Mark, Carole King, she created the soundtrack of our lives. And the music's just so relatable, not just to the baby boomers, but to every successive generation. It's quintessential. It's there.
You're not lacking in passion, but shall we find out how much knowledge you have?
We shall, Mark.
All right, Michael, are you ready?
Never more so.
Your time starts now. Changing her name several times through her career as a songwriter and performer, Carole King was born Carol Joan Klein in what year?
In 1942.
Correct. King, while still only 17, and her husband Jerry Goffin signed with what Tin Pan Alley music publishing company in 1959?
Aldon Music.
Correct. King usually composed the music in her writing partnerships, but solely penned many of the songs on Tapestry, an album that won how many Grammy Awards?
She's won 4 Grammy Awards.
Correct. After a spell as a drama student at Manhattan's High School of Performing Arts, King graduated from which local Brooklyn high school?
James Madison High School.
Correct. The opening line of the title track of King's classic 1971 album is "My life has been a tapestry of" what?
Shades of blue and green.
Rich and Royal Hue. Which Goffin and King song that was covered by the Beatles was first released by the Cookies?
Chains.
Correct. On King's 1971 version of Will You Love Me Tomorrow, Joni Mitchell and which other famous singer-songwriter contribute backing vocals?
James Taylor.
Correct. In one of her hit songs, Carole King feels the earth move under her feet. But what is it that she feels tumbling down?
The sky.
Correct. After her divorce from songwriting partner Jerry Goffin, King married which musician in Los Angeles in 1970?
Charles Larkey.
Correct. Co-written in Los Angeles with female lyricist Toni Stern, which song opens with the line, "Stayed in bed all morning"?
It's too late.
Correct. In an early success for Goffin and King, Will You Love Me Tomorrow was a #1 hit for which 60s girl group?
The Shirelles.
Correct. In what year did King purchase land in rural Idaho, later becoming an advocate for the protection of the ecosystems of the Northern Rockies?
In 1970.
1977. On the heels of Will You Love Me Tomorrow, Goffin and King's next #1 hit came with Bobby V's recording of which song?
Take Good Care of My Baby.
Correct. What is the name of the only album released by The City, a band formed in 1968 by King, Larkey and Danny Korchmar?
Now that everything's been said.
Correct. Which US president presented King with the Library of Congress Gershwin Prize for Popular Song?
President Obama.
That is so very correct. Now, that is a rocketing start. You just picked up 13 points, Michael.
Wow.
Head back to your chair. We'll see you soon. Time for our second contender. Your name,
Samantha Rogers.
occupation,
Aviation.
and your specialist subject.
Neighbours.
So what makes Neighbours so special?
It's my escape, so I don't have to think about anything. For half an hour, I lock myself away and I just watch it. It's great.
Have you ever been to any of the houses? Because they're still standing, right?
Yes, the tour guide once said to me, he was like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, the Shire. And he's like, oh. He goes, where's that in England? I was like, it's not. And he was like, you're from Australia? I was like, yeah. And he goes, why are you even here?
All right, Samantha, are you ready?
No.
Your time starts now. In what year did Neighbours, Australia's longest-running drama series, broadcast its 4,000th episode?
2002.
Correct. Original character Paul Robinson, who left then returned in dramatic circumstances after an 11-year hiatus, is played by which actor?
Stephen Dennis.
Correct. Harold worries that he matches a police photo fit of a suspect in which crime that was carried out while he had amnesia in Tasmania?
It was a robbery.
Armed robbery is correct. After Toadie's cousin Tad Reeves discovers he's adopted, he donates what life-saving substance to his sick half-brother Tim?
Bone marrow.
Correct. What is the number of 2003's Lost episode which didn't air because Channel 10 mistakenly broadcast the following episode instead?
2003.
4175. In 2001, which character, played by Andrew Curry, escapes from witness protection only to then seemingly die in a fiery car crash?
Gus Cleary.
Larry Woodhouse. Riding on the bus to her first day at Erinsborough High, Serena bonds with Erin Perry over their shared love of which US TV show?
The Gilmore Girls.
Charmed. What is the profession of Olivia McPherson, who both Jack and Stu are unknowingly seeing at the same time?
Police officer.
Correct. Joining the show in 2003 was which actor who plays Harold's daughter-in-law and David Bishop's wife, Liliana?
Sky Mangle.
Marcella Russo. Delta Goodrem and Wendy Stapleton play Nina Tucker and her mother Trixie, who rent what number Ramsay Street from Lou?
26.
22. The Scully family get a home makeover but are portrayed as a bunch of bogans when they appear on what reality TV home renovation show?
Making Mansions.
Correct. Before she moves to Shepparton to be with Darren, Libby spends the night with Alessandra Cortez, the star of which Brazilian soap opera?
Oh. Getting a Brazilian. Sorry.
No, that's good, but the actual answer is somehow funnier, which is Las Navila. Samantha, you got 6 points that round. We'll see you back in the chair very soon. That means it is time for our third contender. Your name,
Zoran Sahir,
occupation,
actor,
and your specialist subject.
films of Karan Johar.
So for people that don't know Karan Johar, why did you pick for today?
Well, Karan Johar is perhaps the biggest name in the Indian film industry for as long as I can remember, perhaps 2 decades now. And being an actor myself, he's made me want to become a performer on screen. And I think his lead actor, Shah Rukh Khan, is my biggest idol. It's probably one of the reasons why I do what I do.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now. One of the main characters in the film Student of the Year has the name Kaizad Soda Bottle Openervala, but what is his much shorter nickname?
Kaizu?
Pseudo. Which character hits a 6 to win a tense cricket match at the beginning of the film Gabi Gushi Gabi Gam?
Hrithik Roshan.
Character is Rohan. In Kalhonaho, the first main musical number in the streets of New York City is based on which 1960s hit by Roy Orbison?
Pretty Woman?
Correct. In Student of the Year, Abi's urine sample is tampered with and left for the sports coach to find with a note saying it is what?
It is water?
Holy water. Although Aman calls him a Ramdayal, what is the name of the DJ who invites Aman, Sweetu and Naina to retro night at the Club Nirvana in Kalhonaho?
Frankie Ramdale?
Correct. The Student of the Year competition is in 3 parts. The first being a treasure hunt, then a dance competition, while the third part is a what?
A ground in LA?
It's a triathlon. Anjali Sharma's family runs a sweet shop in the film Gubbi Gushi Gubbi Gam in what unfashionable market district of Old Delhi?
Chandni Chowk.
Correct. What is the family name of Naina, the narrator and one side of a complicated love triangle in the film Kal Ho Na Ho?
Nana Mathur.
Kapoor. In Kal Ho Na Ho, Arman confesses his love for Naina by reading aloud a fabricated passage from whose diary?
Rohit.
Correct. In Student of the Year, what is the final score in the annual football match between St Teresa's and St Lawrence's?
I think it's 25-50.
3-2. The films Gubbi Gushi Gubbi Gam, Kal Ho Na Ho and Student of the Year were all made by which production company?
Dharma Productions.
Correct. In Gubbi Gushi Gubbi Gam, Rohan engineers a visit to England for his mother and father to meet their estranged son Rahul at which shopping mall?
The Westfield shopping mall?
Blue Water Shopping Mall. In Gubbi Gushi Gubbi Gam, Rahul and Anjali live in luxury in Hampstead and have which of Anjali's sisters staying with them?
Anjali's only sister, Kareena Kapoor.
The character name I needed was Pooja. Yeah. All right, how are you feeling?
I knew both the character names. I just didn't hear it. I knew the actors' names. I know it's Poo. Poo is like short form from Pooja. And the other one's Rohan. So yeah.
Well, you got 5 points that round.
Sure.
Head back to your chair. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you.
After the break, I have some questions for Hayley about Alice in Wonderland. Hopefully she's more Tweedledee and a little bit less the other one. We'll see you soon.
Tonight at 7:30, British lifeguards put everything on the line to rescue those in need in Saving Lives at Sea. And later, it's a double episode of 24 Hours in Emergency.
Not too far from where you are, there's a place where oceans roar, where the aquas of the sea meet the forest's verdant green. And if you listen closely, you can still hear tales from the sea and witness the ever-changing art of nature. When you look for it, you'll see. Stay close, go further.
Bring back from overseas $1 trillion of Australian super to Australia. Inject it into the Australian economy. Save Australia, save your family's future. Vote 1, United Australia Party.
Authorised by Clive Palmer for the United Australia Party, Brisbane.
Yeah! I listen to metal. It's not his cup of tea.
Not really my cup of tea.
But sometimes it's good to just vent.
There are so many ways we can live better. Search Medibank Live Better to find yours.
Support your immunity while maintaining bone strength with Ostalin from Chemist Warehouse. It supports healthy immune system function and maintains bone strength. Ostalin 300 value packs are $25.99 each. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
Going to Hawaii when half of Australia was burning was a mistake.
I don't hold a hose, mate.
Not making sure we had enough vaccines and rapid tests was a mistake.
It's not a race, it's not a competition.
No one gets it right all the time, but Morrison makes too many mistakes. Next time something goes wrong, do you trust him to make it right?
Because that's not my job. That's not my job. It's not my job to do that.
Authorised by P. Erickson, Australian Labor Party, Canberra.
Oreo, stay playful.
It's the first modern youth cult.
They own nothing, but the one thing they did own was the street.
The Real Peaky Blinders starts Thursday 8:30 on SBS and on demand.
There, welcome back. This is Mastermind, and it is time for Hayley to answer questions. So, will our final contender meet me at the chair, please? Your name?
Hayley Luxford.
Occupation?
Assurance agent.
And your specialist subject?
Disney's 1951, Alice in Wonderland.
How old were you when you first watched this?
A lot younger than I am now. Maybe
All right.
7 or 8.
What was it that stuck with you?
The musical part of it is so enchanting to me as well as the visual thing, and it's just, I guess, something from childhood that's so rooted in you that even watching it many moons later just brings me joy.
All right, Hayley, are you ready?
Off with their heads.
Your time starts now. The 1951 Disney film is based on Alice's adventures in Wonderland, and which other novel by Lewis Carroll?
Through the Looking Glass?
Correct. Which British child star voices, sings, and was also the live-action model for the title character Alice?
Catherine Beaumont?
Correct. As Alice sips the shrinking potion from the bottle that says, "Drink me," she says it tastes like cherry tart, custard, pineapple, and what dish?
Roast turkey.
Correct. Symbolising the cost of his headwear, the Mad Hatter wears a top hat with a ticket displaying what two numbers?
10 over 6.
Correct. The Queen of Hearts tells Alice that in order to save time while she is thinking, she must do what?
Curtsy?
Correct. After leaving the Mad Hatter's tea party, Alice unsuccessfully tries to find her way home through which unfamiliar forest?
The Told You Would?
Correct. Which prolific English novelist, uncredited in the film, was hired by Walt Disney to write early scripts that included Lewis Carroll as a character?
Huxley?
Correct. Which of the film's characters is voiced by American radio actor Dink Trout in his final film role?
The King of Hearts.
Correct. In which song does Alice sing, "All the flowers would have very extra special powers, they would sit and talk to me for hours"?
A World of My Own?
In a world of my own I need. When demanding Alice fetch his gloves from inside his house, the White Rabbit incorrectly calls her repeatedly by which girl's name?
Marianne.
Correct. In the Walrus and the Carpenter story told by Tweedledum and Tweedledee, what month shows on Mother Oyster's calendar?
March.
Correct. In Meadow of Living Flowers, Alice tells the rose that her genus is Humanus Alice, but the iris states the girl is nothing but which common weed?
Daisy.
Mobile vulgaris. Which British-born composer received an Academy Award nomination for Best Music Scoring of a Musical Picture for the film?
Sam Faney.
Oliver Wallace. In her conversation with the caterpillar, it is revealed that the height of the creature is exactly what?
Exactly 3 inches.
Correct. I like that you just took us on the ride through the film as you answered those questions. And for your efforts, you collected 11 points.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel?
Exhilarated.
Wonderful. Carry that feeling back to your chair.
Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of the specialist subject round. Let's have a look at the scores. Right now, in 4th place on 5 points is Zoran. In 3rd place on 6 points is Samantha. In 2nd place with 11 points is Hayley. And at the top of the table at the moment on 13 points is Michael. Don't look too happy because all of that could change with the general knowledge round. There are 90 seconds on the clock. In the case of a tie, the lowest number of passes will win. Zoran, please meet me again in the chair. Shall we give it a go? You've got 90 seconds to sum out Michael's 13 points.
Sure.
Your time starts now. Typically consisting of eggplant, zucchini, tomatoes and other vegetables is what French vegetable dish sharing its name with a Pixar film?
Zucchini? I don't know.
Ratatouille. Attacking midfielder Tom Rogic plays for Scottish team Celtic and represents which country in international games?
Italy?
Australia. Which sovereign nation, part of the Arabian Peninsula, is the only country in the world whose common name starts with Y?
Yugoslavia?
Yemen. In 2021, Gillian Anderson won the Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama for playing which politician?
The British Prime Minister. Catherine Albright?
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher.
Which British diver made headlines at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021 for knitting a pouch for his gold medal in the 10-metre synchronised diving?
Tom Fellis?
Tom Daley. A traditional Australian phrase usually describing a person behaving with irrational anger is mad as a cut what?
Slack.
Snake. Which branch of the US Armed Forces did astronaut and first man on the moon Neil Armstrong originally join in 1949?
Navy.
Correct. Its Legislative Council having voted itself out of existence in 1922, which Australian state has only one chamber of parliament?
Victoria.
Queensland. You got 1 point that round, bringing you up to 6, and I think Margaret Thatcher's going to haunt you in your dreams for a while.
It was on the tip of my tongue, and I'm like, oh, Thatcher what?
Well, well done nonetheless. Head back to your chair, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Up next in the chair is Samantha. Samantha, are you ready?
No.
Your time starts now. The line, "They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom," was made famous by which film released in 1995?
Braveheart.
Correct. Sometimes described as the tallest mountain on Earth when its underwater base is included, the volcano Mauna Kea is in which US state?
Hawaii.
Correct. Known for her songs including Adore and I Said Hi, Australian singer-songwriter Amy Billings is better known by what stage name?
Amy Jones.
Amy Shark. Which current AFL team wears the letters FFC on its team uniform in recognition of its predecessor, the Footscray Football Club?
Fremantle.
Western Bulldogs. Dictated to Joe Byrne in 1879, a famous manifesto written by Ned Kelly is named after which New South Wales town?
Burke.
Jerilderie. Established in the UK 4 years before it was franchised in Australia, what brand of mobile ice cream seller was created by Dominic Facchino?
Streets.
Mr. Whippy. Which major highway linking Western Australia and South Australia was named after the first European to cross the Nullarbor Plain?
The Sturt.
Air. Denoting a vaccine regularly administered to children in Australia, the abbreviation MMR stands for measles, mumps, and what other disease?
Rubella.
Correct. In 1963, Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman in space as part of which Soviet spaceflight program?
Vesuvius.
It was Vostok. You picked up 3 points that round, bringing you up to a new total of 9.
Yes.
Head back to your chair. Thanks so much, Samantha. Mastermind continues after the break when Hayley and Michael will take on their general knowledge round. We'll see you very soon.
Tonight in SBS World News, a massive Victory Day parade in Russia as attacks on Ukraine intensify. Also, voters in the Philippines cast their ballots for a new president, and the federal election campaign enters its final fortnight. Details 6:30 SBS.
Eurovision is back and too big to miss.
Representing Australia, Sheldon Riley.
The Eurovision weekend starts Friday 8:30 on SBS, A World of Difference.
Wages growth under Scott Morrison is at record lows, and the cost of living is rising rapidly. Up over 5% last year alone. Can you afford more, Morrison?
Authorised P. Erickson, Australian Labor Party, Canberra.
Perfect Italiano is perfect for that. And Perfect Italiano is perfect for that. Not so good for that. But for a delicious meal every time, Perfect Italiano is perfect for that.
At E&S, we only select washers and dryers from the world's finest brands. So if they don't meet our standards for reliability, performance and customer care, we just won't sell them. Our wide range of energy-efficient washers and dryers come with all the smartest innovations. And our expert consultants will help you choose the perfect product. We'll deliver it, set it up, then remove and recycle your old appliance for free. And we still won't be beaten on price. So visit one of our 9 showrooms today or shop online and get the E&S feeling.
Into downward quokka.
You got HBF Flex 50 extras?
Yeah, I split my limit half physio, half general dental. Full chiro for me. Yep.
Split your extras limit your way across a range of services.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome aboard. Igloo train arriving on platform 1.
Let's go. Let's go together.
Let's go PT.
Visit ptv.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
AGL Internet is here. Save $15 a month off your home NBN plan when you combine with Energy. That's a guaranteed saving every month. Combine and save today.
Oreo, stay playful.
This campaign, day after day, is a choice for Australians.
As the campaigning continues, we cut through the political noise. SBS World News, nightly at 6:30, or stream it on SBS On Demand.
Welcome back to Mastermind, where very soon it will be curtains for 3 of our contenders, while our winner will progress to our weekly final. Up next in the chair is Hayley. All right, Hayley, with your 11 points, your time starts now. Known as Dinawan in the language of the Gamilaroi people, what is the large native bird featured on Australia's coat of arms?
Emu.
Correct. Which singer-songwriter used a sample of the sound emitted from a Sydney pedestrian crossing signal in her Grammy Award-winning song, Bad Guy?
Billie Eilish?
Correct. Located in Mexico, the 17 pre-Aztec stone sculptures of Olmec are famously shaped in the form of what?
Crosses?
Heads. What Latin word meaning great is also a term for a bottle of champagne with a capacity of 1.5 litres?
Magnum?
Correct. In Test cricket played at the Gabba in Brisbane, bowlers are said to come from the Stanley Street end or from which other end named after a street?
Lords.
Vulture Street. In 1993, which former Premier of Victoria performed the Joan Jett hit I Love Rock and Roll on ABC TV's The Late Show?
I think it's Joan Kerner.
Correct. What group of Eastern Pacific islands visited by Charles Darwin were given a name derived from the Spanish word for tortoise?
Galapagos.
Correct. Which Emmy-winning filmmaker directed the hit comedies Knocked Up and The 40-Year-Old Virgin?
So Abrams?
Judd Apatow. What was the name of the world's first green political party formed during the fight to save Tasmania's Lake Pedder in 1972?
Conservationists?
It was actually the United Tasmania Group. And you just picked up 5 new points, bringing you up to 16. Head back to your chair and congratulations. And finally, Michael, please meet me in the chair. All right, Michael, are you ready?
On a wing and a prayer, let the games begin.
Your time starts now. One of the most geographically isolated wine regions in the world, Margaret River, is in which state or territory?
Western Australia.
Correct. Often written in emails by people who want things done quickly, what does the acronym ASAP stand for?
As soon as possible.
Correct. The Dread Pirate Roberts, an alias used by the operator of the online marketplace Silk Road, is an identity adopted by characters in which film?
Captain Cook.
The Princess Bride. Between the years 43 and 410 of the Common Era, most of Britain became the territory of which great empire?
Germany.
Rome. In which Dutch city is the Mauritshuis, home of Jan Vermeer's painting Girl with a Pearl Earring?
Amsterdam.
The Hague. In 2 presidential campaigns, which music legend demanded Donald Trump stop using his song Rockin' in the Free World at political rallies?
Bob Dylan.
Neil Young. What genus of bacteria has a name based on its appearance as clusters of small spheres, which is commonly shortened to staph?
Staphylococcus.
Correct. The Australian TV series Wentworth is based on what classic Australian TV series created by Reg Watson?
Prisoner.
Correct. Which rugby union player was born in Zambia and played a record 139 tests for the Wallabies?
Mark Fennell.
It's George Gregan. Described as the toughest Tom in town, what is the name of the only cat in the book Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy?
Smith.
Scarface Claw. Returning to Melbourne in 1999 aboard his yacht Lionheart after a non-stop solo voyage around the world was teenager Jesse who?
Owens.
Martin. You just got 4 correct, bringing you up to 17. Congratulations, head back to your chair. Well done. And that endeth the general knowledge round, which means we now have tonight's final scores. In 4th place with 6 points is Zoran. In 3rd place with 9 points is Samantha. In 2nd place with 16 points is Hayley. And in 1st place tonight with 17 points is Michael. Congratulations, Michael. We will see you in our weekly final, and that is the show for tonight. And what a wholesome diet of knowledge it was too. I can honestly feel my brain. Yes, it's thanking me. Now, just a reminder, if you would like to be on the show, you can. All you need to do is apply at sbs.com.au/mastermind, and I'll return tomorrow night with a brand new Mastermind. I'm Mark Fennell. Until then, good night.